Hey there, thanks for being here. Welcome back. I really wanted to talk to you about my newest nonsensical obsession. With some decks, I feel I immediately have a lot to share about them, and I show them on the channel all the time. With others, I feel they kind of need some time to marinate in my home almost before I have something of value to share about them. Now, I recently got a new deck. This is one of those that's kind of in the middle because I haven't really read with it yet. I'm mostly using it as a tool for research or as a jumping off point for research. As you may know, I have expressed earlier on the channel that I am a big fan of architecture, especially ancient architecture. I also love mystery, archaeology. Actually, as a kid, for the longest time, I thought I was going to be an archaeologist until, of course, I realized, like any other kid in the 90s, you don't tend to find an ancient Egyptian tomb every other day. Just not how it works. But either way, I love all of these things even more when, of course, they are connected to some form of spirituality, which in this case, they often are. So I'm really happy diving into this a little bit and bringing you along with me because I feel actually that all of these points are connected to this new deck that I got. Warning, it's super ugly. It's really, really ugly. Pretty much everything about it is ugly, but honestly, ever since this deck, the Crow's Magic Tarot, and maybe it's my soul deck, who knows, but I adore it. I have been pushing the boundaries of what an ugly deck is and if I can work with that or not. I feel I am really getting into almost a dangerous zone of the degree of ugliness and just bad taste that a deck can be. And I'm enjoying every second of it, of course. Okay, either way, this deck is about ancient structures or reliefs, apparently it's pronounced, not relief, and statues and engravings and carvings and stuff like that. This was inspired by Graham Hancock, actually. I love Graham Hancock's work. Whether you believe in his theories or not, I adore his suggested theories and his look on life. He's very spiritual. So yeah, basically this is why I got this incredible new deck, and I'll show you the deck briefly because I haven't really read with it, and then I'm going to take you along with me in this search for the origin of some of those ancient statues, etc., that we see depicted in this deck, and actually the ritual tarot, because I think nobody has a guidebook that explains who we're looking at. I think, for instance, the King of Cups could be Neptune. That's one of the things that I found in one of my books, but I wasn't sure because the photo really wasn't clear enough. So I'm saying it in the intro. There's also some secret Dakini Oracle stuff in there, but I know that that guidebook is really clear on who we're looking at. So there might be less mystery on the piece of collage that was used. So just to tell you at this point, I haven't received the book that goes along with this new deck that I will show you any second now, which actually might have all the info, right? But to be honest, this gave me a perfect excuse to browse through my old school encyclopedias and find these reliefs, statues, etc. My question though, apart from, of course, this is a lot of fun for me and I hope you'll like it as well, just browsing through some books and finding things out about ancient things and civilizations that are lost, will it add to the meaning of the card? Before I really start, I thought it would be funny to share a story of mine, something that happened to me in December. It's really random, but In one of the last dance classes that I taught in December, some of my younger students asked me about the word sexy and if I knew what that meant. And this was really one of those real teacher moments, you know? So I sat them down and got them to stop giggling so much for a second. And I explained to them, because they were all like, ooh, sexy, haha. Sexy isn't just about looks, how you look, how you're perceived. Sexy isn't just about looks. Someone can be sexy when they work hard or follow their passion. Yeah, I tried explaining that to them, and I hope I did a good job. Really, a peak teacher moment, you know, those things where you think, that's never going to happen to me as a dance teacher, and yet all of a sudden you find yourself in that situation. So I just hope I handled it well, and that will stick with them. Let's give the next generation some chance. Of course, they still thought it was super funny, and of course it was cute. Now, of course, this video isn't about that at all. It's about a new deck I got and why. I hope you'll love it. The Ancient Mysteries Tarot deck. And this is one of those 90s decks that has every card with the exact same border and the horrible huge font. Also, more than half the deck shows photos that aren't focused. There's so much blur, sometimes even a line through it. I'm so here for it though. What is wrong with me? I guess I just like having decks that nobody loves, and showing them that little extra love, which honestly I thought Crow's Magic Tarot was gonna be, but here you all are, loving that deck as well. Maybe not as obsessed with it as I am, but we'll see if, if the degree of ugliness and just overall horribleness and etc. of this one is gonna catch on. Maybe it just goes a bridge too far. I don't know. It's not my goal. I would love to obsess about this deck with someone else. So if you have it and love it, please let me know. If you want it, I thought this was out of print, and it's not. It's still very much available on Book Depository. So if you're into it, it's just right there, and it's mass market, and it's very reasonably priced. You do have to get the big book separately though, which I did, and I ordered it because I'm completely nuts, obviously. This is by Roger Calverley. This unique deck links tarot with the magic of its ancient roots. The images of the major arcana are based on sacred temple art from the mystery schools of Egypt, Greece, Mesopotamia, and India, while images of megaliths, sacred fountains, and stone temples are used to portray the four sacred elements. In the minor arcana, Roger Calverley has crafted this deck for divination and initiation, as described in his book, Ancient Mysteries Tarot. The ancient stones do speak with primal power, and the fool's journey of spiritual discovery does spring to life as you discover by meditating on these archetypal forms. To be honest, I love what they're saying here, and I'm such a nerd for all of these things, archaeology, just history, art. It is a form of art. Sculpture, something I'll never do probably, but yeah. And I want to travel. It makes me want to do all these things. But for now, I'll just do some astral traveling, I guess, with this one. All right, here we are. I have my books, my cards, Secret Dakini Oracle, and some living altar. No, wait, that's not living altar. Ritual tarot. Okay, let's see. This is the first card. Isn't that interesting? Arcanum 12 is called Prisoner. And I haven't found, that was my dog, in case you can hear that. I haven't found this image in any of these big encyclopedias, but I do believe it's from Angkor Wat or from Angkor Thom. Either way, I am kind of obsessed. I mean, that word sounds like a trend, but it's true. I look up, you know, documentaries and videos about Angkor Wat, and it's so much bigger than they used to think, and it's probably much, much older too. It's really quite incredible. So this is just a guess, but yeah, I think this is Angkor Wat. If you know, of course, let me know. Just so you know, these are flowers that my students and parents of students gave me, and I thought just would look good. um, yeah, the box, which you've seen. So here I have some face cards of the secret ancient mysteries tarot deck, and these are some pip cards. So we'll be looking at the face cards, and let's just flip through some of these books, shall we? We can start with this one, The Mysteries of the Dream. Here we only have one page marked, which is, oh, right. Let's see. Yes. Here we have the Sphinx, which actually isn't from the Ancient Mysteries deck, but it's from the Ritual Tarot. See that? Right here. The Sphinx of Giza. Apparently there's this inscription in the stone on this humongous Sphinx because it's really, really large. This inscription tells us, according to this old book, that Tutmosis IV had the sand removed off this statue, and he did this because he had a dream where the god Hormaku, which actually is the Sphinx is depicting, promised him the kingship. Interesting. That's all for this book. Here I have a book, This Is Your World, Part 2. Oh yeah, so I use these books. I know I shouldn't, but I mean, these ones I found for free on the streets, and I use these books for collage. Not the first one, it's too pretty. It's not on this side. Oh, here we go. This is Ritual Tarot as well. In the Moon card, we have this fertility goddess. At least that's what we think it is, and she is right here. This book is saying that the earth used to be depicted as a woman and a mother. She was the most honored of the gods because she gave life and took life. This book is saying that this primitive figure cannot be called beautiful. I don't really agree with that. Oh, they're comparing it to the Venus of the Romans, right? Yet she suggests a immense power. So that's interesting, actually, that we have a earth goddess in the moon card. I guess that's the, you know, feminine side of the moon. Okay, here's a piece, because I cut it out, a piece of this guy. He's so recognizable. The King of Air in the Ancient Mysteries Tarot. Because he's missing his nose. And you can't really tell what it says. Oh yeah, it does. It's actually a small statuette. So that's funny, you know, like the Sphinx is huge and this King of Air is very small. It's saying that it's from the Indus. Apparently it's only 19 centimeters high It might be an accurate depiction of what the old Indus people looked like. And then, according to this photo that I took of a book that I didn't buy in the thrift store, but here he is again, handsome fellow. They are saying that it's a priest of the Indus civilization. So we have a priest as the king of air. Yeah. Ah, check out this guy. That would be him of the ritual tarot. This is the Knight of Discs. Let me see if I can read that. Pericles. So like perils? He was a big statesman, and under his command, Athens became one of the richest and most powerful Greek empires. And he was responsible for building the beautiful temples on the Acropolis. Okay, he's a builder. Aha. So glad to see this couple. This is a terracotta statue. It's 4th century and it's 2 actors actually. And this is from the 10 of Cups in the Ritual Tarot, which I made an entire video about. And it's funny to know that these are actors wearing masks, or that's what the statue is supposed to depict. They are playing the roles of drunk old men. And as per usual in Greek comedy, the actors are wearing grotesque masks and funny outfits. Just like in tragedy, in comedy there were 3 actors and a choir, and plays would be done at festivals. Isn't that funny? That's them. What is next? Let's see what we found. Aha! Oh my god, it's so hard to show you. This guy is our emperor. Check this out. Our emperor here is Poseidon. Poseidon of Artemisium, one of the most honored gods of the Athenians who, of course, took the sea. Great that we found him. Well, that was it for that book. Ah, I was super excited for this little horsey because we have him in 2 cards. The Ritual Tarot Aeon card and the Ritual Tarot Universe card. Here we go, because in the Universe card we get his head, and in the Aeon card his body. See that green there? Alright, here it says that this heavenly horse comes from the Han dynasty. It was dug up in 1969 from a tomb in Wuwei. Flying horses were a reoccurring motif in the Han art. Alright, so we know it's a flying horse. Cool. I'm noticing this right here. Hold on. Is that the Ritual Tarot Wheel of Fortune? Is that the Wheel of Fortune? There is so much in here. There's so much that... Yes, it is. Cool. I haven't found yet, you know? So this is so fun. Okay, here we go. I have this statue and it's right here on top of the wheel. It is the same. Yes. Okay. This marble is made by sculptors from the Buddhist school from the beginning of the 5th century after Christ, and is showing the Buddha Sakyamuni in the posture that is depicting him as the giver of fearlessness. The Buddha is sitting underneath some Dhamma trees, surrounded by his disciples and bodhisattvas. His favorite disciple, Ananda, and Mahakashyana, who after his death became the leader. Above him float goddesses who hold flower garlands. It's all beautiful things, isn't it? Hidden in the corner here, it's, let's see, our king of discs in the ritual tarot. This is Michelangelo's Moses, 1513, 1516, in the San Pietro in Vincoli in Rome. It was made for the tomb of Julius II. Apparently it was made to be placed on top of the tomb. Well, that's it for this book. Now we have the book I actually recently bought. And there's a lot. So, starting off with, there's a second one of our moon card. Here it says, everywhere in Europe and Asia we have found statuettes of women. They are made from bone, ivory, stone, or pottery and date from the Paleolithicum. As we can see, the emphasis is put on the female body parts, you can say. And of course, it's a fertility goddess. It's a fertility symbol. And this little statuette, which I really do believe is the same, is called the Venus of Willendorf, where it was found in Austria. I always check both sides of the page in case I found something on both sides. Yeah, here we have our Sphinx again here, as you can see. So we can have a bit more impression of its magnitude. This is again in Gizeh, where we have the pyramids as well, the 3 pyramids. They are famous. This is all carved from rock, and it's a lying down lion, of course, with the king's head. And in this case, they're saying something else. It's the head of the pharaoh Chephren. And the Egyptian sphinxes are always set up as a kind of guardians of the temples, just like here with the pyramids. This is the most famous sphinx of all. I already showed you these ones in a live, but here they are in the 3 of coins. Aren't they? Yes, yes they are. This is a relief made from green limestone from the temple of Mycerinus in Gizeh. It's 4th dynasty. This is the pharaoh Mycerinus in this posture with the left leg placed forwards and the head covered. Next to him are 2 goddesses. Okay. Yeah, look at this one. Who remembers this one? The hippopotamus. And it's so small in the corner right here of the priestess of the ritual tarot. This is from Thebe, and this is a small blue statuette. It's a hippopotamus, and we see some plants and birds on his side that are native to the place the hippopotamus lived. Maybe it's supposed to be a representation of the goddess Turis, who can bring the dead back to life. All right. Well, you know, at the moment it's the holiday season, and I've just discovered my newest fun, horrible Christmas song, which is "I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas." It's kind of hilarious. So there you go. Go ahead and listen to that right after this video. Ah, finally. I was so excited to find her. She is our Queen of Fire. Can you blame me for liking this? Honestly, isn't it cool? And here she is. This is a relief in the tomb of Ramosi, the 18th dynasty, of course, ancient Egypt. This lady, if I understand this correctly, might be ready to eat her very last meal, if you know what I mean, right before the gallows. I'm not sure if I'm getting this correctly, but so much to read anyway, and I have her here. Ah, this is from our Aeon card in the Ritual Tarot. See these things on the side? It's a two-part vase or something, and it has the name of the new king Tutankhamun, Neb-Sheperu Ra, and it came from his tomb near Thebes. The material is wood, and the gold part is some type of glass. It's around 1340. Wow. Such an icon. Ah, have you seen this? Well, she's everywhere though. This is, well, let me grab her, because this deck's been here all this time. Secret Dakini Oracle, or Tantric Dakini Oracle. This is our priestess. There might be more in this deck that I can find in this book. I know there's a lot of magical imagery in this deck. And here you go. Isis, the High Priestess. And that is her, my friends. So let's see what they say. This is the goddess Ishtar of Astarte, and she comes from Babylon, the end of the 4th century before Christ. Eyes and navel are rubies. These types of findings demonstrate the continuation of the cult tradition of the Babylonian religion. Amazing, our lovely Ishtar. But we were grabbing this one. Okay, so that's it for the Secret Dakini. There might be more in there, but here we have our chariot. There you go. It's all right here. Our chariot, this relief from Albust, I don't know what that is, but it's type of stone, I'm sure, is showing the king Assur-Nasir-Pal II hunting lions. It comes from Nimrud in the 9th century before Christ, and apparently these types of hunt depictions are all over there, all over the New Assyric period. There were a lot of lions in Assyria. Hunting them was a highlight type of thing. What are you gonna do? But apparently they were a little bit cheating, because from the King's Archive of Mari, the lions were captured beforehand and thrown in cages so that the king would be able to hunt them and actually catch them. Here it's true. It does show the lion expressing real anger. God, I love this stuff. Anunnaki type stuff. Okay. Ooh, I'm so glad I found this little guy, because this is our Justice card. And I don't know, I really love the Justice card. I don't know, just looks so content. Wondering who this is. All they're saying is that it's probably a depiction of King Hassel of Damascus, and it's from ivory, 9th century before Christ. Just look at what we're missing. You know, all this extra detail. It's such a bad photo in this deck that you almost think, is it the same? But yes, yes it is. Yeah, here he is again, our emperor, but just, oh, a better photo. There you go. Strapping, very strapping, from Greece. This is a bronze statue. Oh, it was dug up from the sea in 1953 near one of the Greek islands. It's showing a godhead who is about to throw a weapon. If this weapon was a lightning rod, then the statue is actually Zeus. But if the weapon was a trident, then it's the god Poseidon. Of course, digging this up from the sea could be a nod to it being Poseidon, and the Poseidon theory is becoming very attractive. But the truth is, they don't know. Who is our emperor? Very interesting. The last thing, we've seen this one. There are a lot of, more known ones, I guess, that are repeated throughout the books, and others that are perhaps less known. Here again is our strapping young man, the Knight of Discs, and this is a political leader in Athens. Pericles, yeah. I don't know how to say that, but it says Pericles. And yes, it says the same thing, that he brought the Greek democracy to its highest achievements, basically. It also says that he supported artists and had his own initiative, like building the Parthenon. Those were his achievements, and it really brought the cultural life of the city to a better place. And he was seen more as a strategist, but in the end was chosen again as the leader. But shortly after that, he died from the plague. Well, those are some interesting insights. Oh, we have information on the wheel, on our knight, the emperor, of course, our high priestess, but she's of course very known. Then we have our other priestess and the hippopotamus, 3 of discs, our sphinx in the chariot card, our fertility goddess or woman, earth, in the moon card, king of air of ancient mysteries. Well, I'm not actually sure of that one. 10 of cups. Then also we found justice. We found these things and the horse in the Aeon card. Again, the horse in the universe card. We found our king of discs. And this I still think could be Neptune, but I really wasn't sure, and I didn't put a tag in one of my books. Wait, let me see. Look, all of these are still a mystery to me. I still haven't received the book, and even then I'm not sure if it will say who they are. I know I'm going really fast. If you want to take a closer look, oh, we found the chariot. We found our queen of fire. The sun, I'm so close to finding it. I'm not sure if this footage that I found online is this, but it looks a lot like it anyway. I was gonna say, if you want to take a closer look at this deck, I might do a silent flip through or just another video about it anyway, because I want to know who they are. And I want to show you just the craziness of this deck. Right, we know this is Easter Island, right? Here's our Fool. Isn't that cool? Card 20 is Prophecy. Yeah, that might be it. Okay, so that was it. Thank you so much for being here. I truly hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this type of style, I have another video that's kind of similar that I think you'll love as well. And I'll link it in the screen very soon so you'll be able to click on that. If you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. I nerd out about tarot all the time. And I hope that this month is treating you well and you're having a lot of fun. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you very soon.